That is a year and some change of improv where I just come off the dome and just talk about shit I don't even mean or even know what I'm talking about. Regardless, I heard that y'all missed me,
Yeah, man.
and I missed you guys too.
Your presence was severely missed. We didn't know how to start the podcast, and we were talking about eating ass and everything. But I understood personally because it was your birthday. You had time off in Mexico, and then last week we talked about being friends. And I also, before you even get into the episode and everything like that, I do want to mention Catherine's birthday.
Yes, happy belated birthday, Catherine.
Thanks,
Catherine, when was your birthday?
guys. Uh, Monday.
Oh, it's Monday.
Hmm.
We're just gonna leave it on Monday, huh?
No, 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 no. I think that's the same thing. I think you guys are both Virgos, and the one thing I know about Virgos is that you guys don't like to shut up about your birthday. So how long do you guys celebrate your own birthdays? Do you guys
What?
just do you guys have it for one day, or do you just continue having it throughout the month?
That's definitely not a Virgo thing.
No, Virgos are very modest. They don't like talking about their
Yeah.
birthday. Unless
Well,
you're Beyonce. Welcome to the
That's a
Unsolicited Gossip Podcast. I'm your host, Jermaine,
it's your boy Martin.
and I'm Catherine.
and today we're, all three of us here together. And again, Kathy, I'm sorry I cut you off. What were you going to say about Virgos? Very important. We gotta represent Virgos, and look out for our small population of quiet people. Continue. What were you going to say about it?
I don't know. The moment's gone. I lost it now.
Well, I
Damn.
feel like I have so many friends that are Virgos. Like, it's disgusting. Like, I don't know if all your parents are just meeting in the end of the summer and we're like, hey, let's bang one out real quick and let's have a
What is
kid.
it's
It's
January.
New Year's Day.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
they
that's
bang.
right. My
New
fault.
Year's Eve, New
Yeah,
Year's
so you start the
Day.
year with a bang and you're having a kid.
Yeah, funny part is that one of my friends were telling me like, their last edition, they were like, oh yeah, it kind of meets this time frame of this event that we go to in DC every year, and I was like, bro, I was here with y'all last year, so you trying to tell me right after go with me, yo, and they're like, we don't know. Hey
Mm.
yo, man, it's crazy, bro. Like you found out like Christmas, Valentine's Day. Were you on Valentine's Day, Martin?
I don't want to talk about that. No, I
So
mean
what we talking
my
about
birthday is
today?
in December, so it had to be sometime in March. I think I was the St. Patrick's Day baby.
So
Actually, I was late, so I probably was Valentine's Day. I was late, so I was Valentine's Day.
what's the top? What would you say the top days of procreation would be? Why are you making that face? It's not. It's not. It's a real question. We got you got
No, because
the
I
heavy
just
hitters, right? You got Valentine's Day, Christmas, New Year's Eve. Real talk. I want to see people that were born basically from Easter. Like they were feeling the Holy Ghost or something like
Listen, somebody rose that day.
exactly, just like Jesus. Oh man, as we
and they're back.
rightfully, yeah, there we rightfully signed our check to hell. It's always good to be back. Welcome, guys, again. Last episode we talked about friendship. It was a little bit on the sauce. I was feeling myself from the lunch, the dinner that me and Martin went, and the tequila was. I don't know what they put in it, but it was something. But today we're gonna be a chill episode for you guys. Fun episode. We're gonna be talking about on the love languages. We talked about attachment types and what is being a man. We should do a what would be a woman episode, Catherine. I don't know if you want to dive into that or you ideas of femininity,
Hey,
but
we'll take the test too. We'll take the test
yeah,
too.
we'll take the
Like, hey,
test.
we are strong, independent black women, and
Exactly.
nobody can tell
I'm
us
not gonna
nothing.
snap. I was gonna snap. I'm not gonna do it. I restrained myself. I put it down. I put it down. Let's put it down. So yeah, today we're gonna talk about the five love languages. One of the big topics in like relationships, mental health stuff. But before we get into that, you know what we gotta do? We gotta talk about how you doing, bro.
Yeah, bro, Catherine, it's your
Catherine,
birthday. Let's
bro.
start with you. Let's start with the birthday girl.
Pal.
How you
Thanks,
doing?
bros. Uh, I'm good. I just drove to Myrtle Beach. I'm here for the rest of the week for a work conference. I got my business card here to show you guys.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Wow. So
yeah.
you have a whole business card, but you didn't bring your punch card with you.
Nope.
Weird.
I did not. No, it's safe at the beach house. Uh,
I'll allow it.
yeah.
Right.
I also started my yoga teacher training this past weekend.
That's
So,
awesome.
yeah, I got 20 hours down and I'm pretty excited about it. It was awesome, and I think it's going to be kind of life changing. So I'm excited, but pretty tired.
Yes.
Yeah. How about you? How's it going, Jermaine?
My week is going well. I'm still adjusting from like vacation mind slash not dying in Mexico type of mindset. So I'm just easing myself back in with work. Work's doing fine. Annoyed as all hell with like I got this electric bike. Shit's been broken for almost a month and a half now. Reached out to the company. They give me all this like BS about like how to fix it, blah 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 blah. So now I'm trying to request my money before my warranty's up, return. They leaving me on read. So they trying to milk it. I got 2 more months on my warranty, so they trying to milk it so they don't have to refund me back my money. Cause they were like, well, you should have sent it within 2 weeks. Bro, it was working for 8 months. No, 10 months. No, 8 months. 8 months. It was working for 8 months and then it broke. So now it's my fault. They were like, well, you trying. I was like, no, no, no. I put everything together. It was working fine. 8 months. Don't give me that shit. So a little annoyed because I was like, oh, this today was gonna be my first day. I was gonna bike to work because it's so nice. And the trails open near my house. So I was like, oh man, I'm gonna bike to work, bike back. That would be my 2 hours worth of cardio that week. So I was like, knock that out, and then I can just run for the rest of the week. So it didn't happen, but other than that, like I'm doing good in a good mindset. Life's good, and yeah, just doing well. How you doing, bro? Martin, bro, Catherine,
With bro.
Martin,
I'm bra. She's bro. Okay, so
bro.
bra. Let
What
me tell
about bruv? Bruv,
Bruv,
no,
Bruvner. I will go with
Bruvner,
Bruvner.
Bruvner.
So as the Bruvner of Unsolicited Counseling Podcast, I am doing fantastic today. It's been a really busy time in the work environment. I feel like I'm getting more responsibility and becoming a point person for different projects, mostly because I ask so many questions. Me being the middle child, I just have this nature of just getting where I don't need to be and asking questions like, hey, this doesn't make sense, this isn't fair. And it gets me into trouble a lot. Not in real trouble, but it just gets me to do more work
They'll
because,
be like, okay, you can do it then.
yeah, I can do it. I want to do it. I want to make processes better, and I want to improve the company that I'm working for. So I have a lot more on my plate. Then the downside of that is that it puts me away from doing things for the podcast, getting episodes out on time. But as we always say, give yourself grace. I'm giving myself grace. It's a busy season. It's my Stella Artois era, and slowly working towards getting things out and timely. I will get the friendship episode out, and you know, whatever. Everything else will happen when it needs to happen. Um, this past weekend was really exciting, though. As you guys know, I have season tickets to the Commanders game, and I got to go out to the game. And although we almost lost, we exited with a W for Catherine's birthday.
Nice.
Went with a friend. I'm gonna say friend. Yeah, I can say friend. I went with a friend. Went with a friend, Sarah Lizzie. Had a great time. And speaking of Sarah, her best friend Nikki, it's her birthday. So shout out to Nikki.
Woo!
Yeah, another Virgo.
You got a podcast shout out. So I want to hear a thank you Wednesday night when this episode comes. No
Exactly.
pressure, but if you no pressure, but pressure. Aside from that, fantasy team sucks. I know everybody cares about fantasy teams. Mine sucks. Actually, I lost in the very last second. Uh,
Wait,
Dang.
what fantasy team?
fantasy football.
I didn't think we were
Oh.
doing that this year.
Uh-oh.
So the Jets. I was playing at the Jets defense and special teams, and I don't know if anyone watched the Monday night game. I was up by 2 points, and at the very last play of the game, the Jets returned a punt for a touchdown, and it put him above me. So I'm 0-1 in fantasy football, and I'm a little sad about that. But a lot of people don't care about fantasy football because it's only
because
interested.
they
It's
don't
only
get
interested in the first.
invited.
No, bro.
Listen,
We got a
it's
fantasy
not too
each
late.
week.
We can make a new fantasy football league. It's just going to start week 3. I think that that's acceptable. And you know what? I'm gonna write it up. We're gonna do this
I
because
just want to say that's twice that happened to me this year. I was also over at my like very, 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 very best friend's house in Charleston with her sister and her brother-in-law. Like I consider them family. They were talking about fantasy football. They were like, "Oh, do you want to be on our team?" In their league, okay, listen to the stakes. The loser has to make a calendar, and everyone in the league gets to pick a theme for like each month in the calendar.
I'm
ooh,
trying to
Um,
see the problem with this because it just seems like a bunch of nerds making like a calendar.
no, it's really like it was really, really good. They photoshopped the backdrop of it and everything. Like one of them was like sexy baby. It's
Oh,
just really funny.
okay. So
But
it's
anyway,
it's
so I got excited and I was like, yes, like I finally made it. They were like, yeah, next year. This year already started.
we got to do a fantasy. Maybe if our listeners like fantasy football or whatever, we can make a league and see if y'all can beat the host or whatever as well. So anything can happen. The world's our oyster. But yeah, continue, bro. Sorry.
I don't know. I don't have anything else to say. You know, as always, exit. Life's good. Life's good. And I did want to tell you, Catherine, that I do love you. And you kind of like fucked me up a little bit because you said your best friend
Oof.
lives in Charleston. Here I was,
In
12,
Maryland.
12 years in almost, and I'm not even there. We have time together. We have many years growing up together, and I'm not even your best friend. I'm just
That's
best friend.
crazy.
No, no, you just are best friend.
Just best friend. See,
No, that's see, this is why we need these love languages.
Yes.
Because
don't worry, Martin. I found out today that Maryland is number 2 happiest state in the United States.
Heaviest?
Happiest.
Like weight wise?
Happy. Like the
Oh,
happiest.
happy. I was like heaviest, and I was just like, oh, is this good news for me?
No, happiest. Happiest? Is it?
Hey,
No,
I'm happy when
third.
I'm eating.
Third. I'm sorry, third.
I'm happy when I'm eating too, so it's fine. Eat a lot. I get happy about it, and we're a happy state. But as you guys we alluded to already, the episode today we're going to be talking about love languages, and today Jermaine actually went out of his way to do something special for his drink. So we got to talk about it. What you drinking, bro?
All right, so I'm drinking the. I didn't even bring the bottle. I'm slacking, bro. I'm drinking a margarita that I made from the tequila I got from Mexico, and it's really good. It's a mezcal, so it's a very smoky
Hey, it's a
margarita.
mezcal. Okay.
It's a very smoky margarita. Honestly, I should have did a spicy margarita. That might be next time, but just a classic margarita. This shit hit. I didn't think it was gonna be so good, especially with it being smoky versus just like a regular tequila. I have to say like 9 out of 10, close to perfect, bro.
Wow.
Like this is a really good, and I don't like tequila, so like or margaritas. Martin knows like when we drink margaritas, it's more like we gonna either turn up or we going to a Mexican restaurant, one or the other. But definitely 9 out of 10. It's a good drink.
It's almost exclusively at a Mexican restaurant for me. I'm not just gonna on a whim like, hey, we got a pie coming up. Let me go get my sweet and sour mix and mix them.
I didn't do sweet. I did lime juice,
Ooh,
orange
of course.
liqueur, and and tequila. That's it.
Okay.
Hit, bro. Hit.
I'm
So
surprised.
it's not sweet. It tastes sweet though because of the tequila, but it's good.
I think you put too much liqueur in there. I think
Probably that was it. That might have been it. I did an ounce.
that's too much.
Is it? You do a half ounce? Anyways, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna get critique. This is good. Anyways, what are you drinking, Catherine?
nice. That's funny. I've been on a mezcal kick lately too. I had a mezcal cocktail for my birthday that was out of this world. And then I almost bought mezcal today for the pod, but I didn't have enough time to like actually look. So I just picked up a different gin, gray whale.
Bro, you're the ultimate clear liquor girl. I appreciate you.
All she does is drink gin and like just tempt me all the time.
I do.
Look, man, I heard
She's
That's
tequila
my
having
is.
too much
life.
fun with this gin. I swear to God, she's having way too much fun with it.
I'm in my gin era and I really love it.
I need to get on my gin. I'm tequila and gin now. Like clear liquor, whiskey is still there. It'll always have a place in my heart. But I'm about to explore some gin, bro. Meanwhile, Martin, what are you drinking? Oh, are you drinking a neat, Catherine, again?
I am, and I was gonna say this one is Golden State Distillery. It's six Californian botanicals:
Mm.
limes, fir tree, juniper, sea kelp, mint, and almonds.
Mm.
Almond.
Yeah,
That's a different one. I've never had that mixed with like a gin. How is it?
it's pretty good. I wouldn't. It's not as botanical as like Hendrix and some of the other local ones I've tried lately, but
What would you rate
it's
it?
good. Uh, yeah, probably maybe a 6 out of 10.
Dang, hit it hard.
So she ain't buying it again, guys.
Nah.
Yeah, probably not.
This
But
is Catherine's like polite way of saying I don't like the gin drink, but she doesn't want to ruin any sponsors, potential sponsor.
yeah, exactly.
Look, Hendrix,
Yeah.
10
Did
out
I
of 10.
say
Hendrix,
Golden
you hear
State
us?
Distillery?
Well, I'll turn it over to me. So I'm back on after making complete fool of myself last week. I think I'm going to lay off the alcohol for just one more episode. And I've moved over to my Stella Artois. It is a 0% non alcoholic. Where is it? There it is. There's 0% non alcoholic beer. Honestly, it just tastes like a Stella that has no alcohol in it. It's
Nice.
like everything is on the bottle. If you want to know what it is, it's on the bottle. It's not alcoholic. It tastes like a Stella. I love this actually. I'm giving this a 8.63 out of 10.
You want to add another decimal place, bro?
8.630.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Would
All
you like
right.
another? Would you like another?
No. Hey, give me what is it, hundreds, tens, the thousands, hundred
Don't
thousands?
think too hard. Don't think too hard.
All right. Math wasn't my best. So shit. It was.
English wasn't either.
It was, man. No, it wasn't. It wasn't. That is true. Anyways, so we're starting with that. So we're gonna be talking about after they roasted my ass, and we really need to have this love language conversation because y'all suck. We're gonna be talking about love languages today. Um, I I love you guys too. See, look, man, maybe it's throwing something on my little chart, but we're gonna talk about love languages today, and we each did our own quiz to see where we fall in our love language. And as we're going through it, we're gonna show you guys what talk about what each love language does and how we feel like our chart meets with our love language. So, Mark, can you bring it up on the screen?
You mean Mamie?
May you, please?
Mamie? No, Jamie, but we don't have a Jamie, so it's Mamie.
May me.
There we go. All
Awesome.
right, so I'm going to do a quick rundown of the different love languages that we have here. So the 5 love languages that we know of that there's probably more, realistically speaking. I think I can think of one on top of my head that's not listed here. Is words of affirmation, physical touch, receiving gifts, quality time, and acts of service. Now, we took this quiz to kind of figure out where we lie, and a part of the quiz, it kind of let us know what percentage of our love languages are for which. So we go from our strongest to our weakest love languages. And just a teaser for the IG, we're going to post each of our results on there, and you guys can kind of guess, before this episode drops at least, you can guess whose love languages is attached to which host. I think it's going to be a really fun exercise to see if you guys can get it right. And I don't know, maybe we'll have a little reward for the person who gets it right. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah.
It depends on what they guess, I think.
They get a night with KO. Yeah, we'll figure that out. We'll figure that out off the pod. But I think that'd be a cool idea. So yeah, we're gonna talk about it. I guess we can go one by one and talk about what your love language was. So kicking off with the birthday girl. You took the test right before we got onto the podcast, as we all did in our own timeline, which is kind of funny. But what was your love languages, and do you think that it was accurate? So let's kind of just go down from one to. Actually, can we? Let's guess. Let's guess. We know it because you already told us a little bit. The first love language, your love
Oh,
language.
yeah. Do you remember?
I don't know. I wasn't listening.
Yeah, exactly.
But
I
it's
We
know the
made
probably
this
first love
quality
look
time.
so
language.
bad.
It's
The
quality
first love
time.
language, I guess, is quality time for you, Catherine.
Yep. Quality
All right.
time was my number one.
All right.
Number
Number
one.
two, I'm gonna say for Catherine, I'm gonna say words of affirmation.
But is
Are you
that?
guessing?
Yeah, he's guessing. Where's the affirmation for number two?
Are you gonna guess?
Is that what?
Oh,
Are you
I'll
guessing?
guess. I would say
Is it your number two?
it is okay. Okay, I was gonna say it's it. Number three would be so we got quality time, acts of service.
No. It's physical touch. It has to be.
Remember?
Nope. Jermaine's right. It was acts of service.
And then
Uh,
physical touch.
But I,
all right.
I was confused. I thought that those would be flipped, actually. I,
Oh, okay. How were they close in percentage?
yeah.
Yeah. And then I'm
But
assuming the bottom is gift giving.
Yeah, the we'll talk about this, I'm sure, but all of us, the quiz really pushes gift giving. If you like gifts, take this quiz.
I mean, I guess that's what like if you're like a sugar daddy and you get your sugar with babies, you're like, all right, I want a girl or whatever dude. They're like, all right, I want to give them like give them gifts, but I see that as love bombing now. Like Statler from
oh,
90 Day
90 Day.
Fiance,
Mm-hmm.
bro, the love bombs. It's nice. Like when you give a gift or whatever, it's nice, but it's like to me, I don't know, man. We'll talk about that
I
later.
don't.
But
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
think
I
necessarily a
think
bad.
it's more like small things. Like I can remember like going to the grocery store and being like, "Oh, I bought this because it's your favorite cookie or whatever." So I think that that's technically like giving a gift as
hmm
a love language. But
Yeah, if I can kind of speak to that a little bit, I think that my wife's her probably one of her top ones are gifts. Sometimes I go to the grocery store and I'm like, oh, I'm already here, might as well just buy some flowers, and I come up bringing flowers, or I'm like, I know you like cherry coke, so let me just bring a cherry coke home. When I go to, like, I don't even have to ask, I just bring it, and she's like, oh my god, thank you, it's the best thing ever, and I'm like, hey, you're touching on my love language. Uh, so each of us gets stroked a little bit in that regard. That was a horrible choice of word, but we'll get to that anyway. Catherine, you got your test. Do you think that your results align with what you thought they were going to be?
yeah, I mean, I definitely think quality time is something that is like meaningful to me, um, and that I prioritize. But I made a joke when we were doing the quiz before we started recording that I don't even know myself right now, so I don't know how an internet quiz can tell me my love language. But
do
yeah,
you think from like past maybe like I guess like past like relationships or even just like with friendships, right? Like do you with the opposite sex or same sex, whatever, like do you appreciate those things, like even if just outside a relationship, like those qualities, you're like, oh, this is nice. Like you mentioned that you went to see your friend this weekend, this a weekend, right? In Charleston. Like y'all
yeah,
just spend quality time together. And I know a couple weeks ago you went to visit like our other friends from college, and it was just like hanging out and stuff like that. Like that, like that kind of gives you joy. Maybe I'm just asking. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but
oh
I was
yeah,
like
for sure.
leading horse to water. Like
Drink.
Now, will you share the like definition again, Martin? Because I'm pretty sure when I read the quality time one, I was like, yeah, that does make sense. Like,
Yeah.
just
So for those who enjoy quality time, sorry for cutting you off, but it's uninterrupted and focused conversations. One-on-one time is critical.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like that describes me to a T pretty much.
So you don't appreciate when someone like you talking to them, they like this, like they pull up their phone and like,
You
Yeah.
know, there was like a situation where Catherine was talking about how some ex boyfriend was had their headphones on, kind of similar to how you met me, Jermaine, and you were like,
Oh,
"Man, that
that cut
annoys the heck out of me. Why do you have your headphones on and I'm right here?"
that cut deep. That's I've spent a lot of time going over that fight in therapy. I feel really
right.
bad about that one still.
Yeah. I mean,
But that
I
was like a situation where they didn't understand your love languages, like right. So like your thing is quality time, and you want to have one-on-one, intimate moments and understanding, and in that moment you didn't receive that.
Yeah,
So
but I did not communicate it well at all. Like -10 for communication for me on that one.
well, I think a lot of us don't communicate that very well. Like we don't, and like you said, if we're still trying to figure ourselves out, we don't really know ourselves all the time. Like you probably didn't know until you took an internet quiz that your love language was physical, was quality time. And I think that you give yourself grace in that, knowing that you're learning from your mistakes, and it's not the end of the world.
right.
Yeah,
Guess what? You're still thriving.
it's hard. Like you take an internet quiz in order to like learn that about yourself. So if you don't even know it, and like it's really, really hard to communicate what you need if you don't know like
Hmm.
what like I didn't understand why I mean I do now, but why headphones bothered me. And so I wasn't able to communicate that in a way that wasn't just like because it does and I said so, so stop. Like,
Yeah. I think it's just like as humans, right? We feel. I mean, we just feel, right? We feel our feelings, and we're whatever until someone like explains it. Like we're kids, right? Like when we're kids, you tell them like, "Hey, this is a car," right, or whatever. You don't know what the God. You
it's
don't
party
know.
time. We're
You
having
don't
a
know the
serious conversation.
definition.
Sorry.
You don't know the definition of that feeling that you're feeling. You just know like, why does this annoy me so much, or a longing feeling like why do I want this? And then when you have the internet quiz or a book or therapist tell you like it's like a light bulb moment.
Well, and for me, it was always like the other person too. Like, why don't you do it? Wasn't like, why do I want this? It was like, why do you do this?
Mm,
Like, uh, yeah.
I don't think that goes away. At least I haven't figured out a way it goes away. For example, bringing up my relationship again, with I don't understand why my wife does laundry a certain way. Like, I get like it's so silly, but so when I used to do laundry, I don't do laundry. Also, full disclosure, I haven't done my own laundry really in like 5 years. I have no idea how to frickin' wash clothes anymore. Like, but when I did do my laundry, I lived on my own for quite a bit. And I would like, run the dryer, obviously, take all my clothes out of the dryer, put it in like a hamper, and then take it to my room to fold it.
right?
So my wife, she lets it run. Once she finishes, she folds it immediately from the dryer into the hamper and then puts it away.
Saint.
And I'm like, that is time wasted where you could have another load in that dryer. I'm all about efficiency, but she's just like, I might as well get it done now and so it can get put away immediately than to just have it sit in the hamper and have more things just sitting in there. So,
Because it gets more wrinkled. She is God's gift. Because I don't have the patience. I'm like, done. Toss it and then forget it. Put the next load in. I was like, I'll deal with it tomorrow. Bro, I have laundry literally that I haven't folded since Monday. Like it's now I'm like getting to it, but I'm folding it. But I'm like, bro, like that's a weekend thing. I gotta go to work anyway. A whole other thing. That's a whole other issue.
yeah, and and that is an act of service that she performs with doing the laundry, and I do very much appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
But before we get into what everybody else got, Catherine, you said that your gifts were your lowest. Now, you want to talk about that a little bit? Like, do you not appreciate when someone's like, "Oh, I got you these chocolates," or "I got you this bottle of gin because I know you like Hendrix," since you like to bring gin onto the episodes all the time. So, it's just like not something that you necessarily appreciate, not something that you really care about. Like,
That's why I felt some pressure taking the quiz because I was like, no, I want that one to be like, that one's really important to me too. Can't we rate them all equally?
well, you could.
Oh,
Um, so I do enjoy getting gifts. I think that it's really thoughtful and it shows that someone is like thinking of you outside of that quality time that you're spending together. Um, But I really enjoy giving gifts more than I like receiving them. I get really, really, really excited about like finding something to give someone. Um, so I feel like that's maybe why it was lower for me.
I am similar in that regard. Like, I
man.
love like Christmas. Like, I don't really care about getting things, but I want to get
Yeah.
something to someone else where they're just like, "Oh shit! Like, I really wanted this. Like, this means so much," and get see their reaction. Like, and for a lack of better words, it gets me off seeing someone else like super excited
Oh,
about
100%,
things.
bro. That's definitely me. Because I like I secretly like write notes. Like when I if I had all the money in the world, I would give my like everyone gifts that I know, but I don't because I'm broke. But like family, friends, and stuff. Like I'm like, all right. I noted this. I put it in notes, and I'm like, this is what they said. They can say that like 2 years ago, and I'll have it if I have enough money for it. I'm like, I got it, and they never got it. It's like, how do you know knew it? And I was like, because I listened. I listen and I remember, and it could be like just all, like one off, right? Like Jamie, for example, has been like wanting something for so long, since for about 3 months now, and I was like, easy. That's gonna be easiest gift because you're like, I needed this, and I'm like, yes, because like the combo of need and want when you get that thing right, oh, chef's kiss. But like, I don't know, maybe that makes us good people. I don't know,
Yeah,
I
but
I
or
was thinking about
stamps.
sure.
I was thinking about it this week with my birthday actually because I keep forgetting that it was my birthday on Monday. Like Monday was a really great day and I really felt loved and like genuinely appreciated by a lot of people. And it was nice. But I feel like some people really look forward to their birthday because of like the gifts and kind of some of the attention. And mine is the opposite. I'm still thinking about my brother's birthday because I was so excited about like the party that we threw for him and like the gifts that we gave him and stuff. So, um, yeah, just works backwards, I guess.
Look, man, the only people that need to say happy birthday to me, the only people, I love when other people say it, the only people I need to say it is my mom and dad. Or literally my mom. When my mom doesn't say it, I'm like, bro, I came out of you. Literally, I came out of like, you could have, that was your day. Like, so if my mom doesn't say it, I'm like, bruh. Like,
Huh.
no, actually, no, my brother doesn't say it because I'm like, we're twins.
Yeah, I'm just picturing you guys at a standoff, just like I ain't saying it till you say it. No, 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 no. I'm not saying it. Oh my god, that's funny. So let's shift gears a little bit here. Jermaine, you also took the quiz right before we got on here. What is your result? Well, let's guess what your first one is. I think you shared it, but I wasn't listening because I'm really bad at listening.
Okay, all right, what do
So,
you.
as much as you like to eat ass, we're gonna go with physical touch with your number one. It's like your love language.
Like,
Yeah. You might only have one love language. You just got 100% physical.
Oh, you
honestly,
know what? And this is a good time to bring up the other love language, and it's ass eating. And I think that Jermaine has that in spades. I think that that's its number one.
analingus, the sixth ass
Oh.
that's like love language.
Analingus, yes. But no, yeah, physical touch. Is that your number one?
That is my number one. So
Is it
what's
your
the
one and
definition
only?
of? No, it's not my one and only. God, I wish, but they
That-
sent you curveballs. They ain't seen you. And some of the physical touch questions, I was like super cringe. I'll get into that in a second. But what's the definition of physical touch?
yeah, so physical touch is nonverbal use. Wait, nonverbal. Use body language and touch to express love. So in other words, Jermaine will like gesture and look at you and look you up and down and be like, "Touch me."
Yes. I mean, I ain't gonna be like touch me,
No,
but it's
without
like
words. He says it with his
Oh, that's
body.
right.
it's the
It's like
giving and receiving of touch. Like I feel like the my partner in the future will have to be like not have
That's
to be.
Jermaine washing himself in the shower. Just...
Well, that's why when I was telling this off the
Martin's not
air.
even
When I'm
listening to
cold,
Jermaine.
I was so cold last night. I was like this, and I was like, "Ooh, boy, I see you." Like I was just rubbing on my arms, trying to feel like warm myself up, and I'm like, "Oh, you've been working out, okay? All right." You gotta get that love to yourself. But yeah, that was my number one. Or you want to guess my before I go into physical touch and stuff? You want to go into my number two? Guess.
Number two, I think yours is quality time.
Okay, Catherine.
I'm gonna say words of affirmation.
It is actually quality time.
Ah,
I know my friend. I know my friend.
Okay, okay. And then the third,
Oh, words of affirmation. For sure. Hands down.
words of
yep,
affirmation.
I'm gonna stick with it.
It's actually acts of service.
I forgot that was one of them.
Oh, interesting.
Acts of service. And then
Gifts.
gifts. No. It's words of affirmation and then gifts. Gifts is like 0%. Like 0% gifts. I
Damn.
got no gifts. So yeah, but yeah, no, that makes sense for me because I do enjoy physical touch. I hug everyone, like coworkers, friends, like family, partners. Like I hug everyone. Like if we were talking about off air, if someone just like came and just like rub my shoulder, neck, just like I'm just like playing a game or just like washing dishes or whatever, and someone just like touched me, I'll be like, oh, what's up, whatever, and I would say it's like I don't want to say a dog, but I guess it is like a dog where I'm like, please pet me. Like it's just like I would just be like always like not all up on them because some of the questions in there was like, all right, bro, like take a break. Like you don't need to be up underneath people all the time. They were like, would you rather have a back rub or someone buy you a gift? I don't give a fuck about a back rub, bro. I got the gun. I got the massage.
Massage
I
gun.
don't need a back rub. Um, but like stuff like holding hands, like hugging, stuff like that, and like cuddling stuff, all that. Like that's my spot, and that I feel like that goes hand in hand with me with on quality time because it's just like we're focused on each other, not focused on each other. Like we could spend time without saying anything, and then if we are in a conversation that it's us, like yeah, you can pick up your phone every now and then, but if it's a serious conversation, like I was talking to Martin like a while ago about how Jamie. I was like, bro, how are you watching like 90 Day Fiance? Watch with your phone open, like, and I didn't understand why that bothered me. But now I understand, like, and now it's far by my mind because at first it was a quality time between us, and then I was like, this is my moment. He can have that. Like, I had to cut that off instead of interacting with my brother watching the show. It was like I'm watching the show. I'll get back to him later because he's on the phone. So trying to figure it out and make that balance. But like once you understand it, like no one just have to battle GI Joe. That's how I feel. And acts of service again. I do so much for other people. When people do stuff for me, it's like whoa. I don't expect it, and I'm like it means so much more. Like example, when I go over to Martin's house, he was like, nah, bro. Or like he takes me out to eat. He was like, your money's not good here. It makes me like happy because I feel like I need to do something because I always want to do
I know
something.
how to treat a lady.
Yeah. And you're like, bro, why are you taking your own glasses? This is my house. I'm cleaning his dishes in his house.
I'm just like, sit down, just relax.
Don't know how to relax. So when other people do it for me, it means the world. So yeah, I think honestly, I think it hits like words of affirmation is nice. But like I've cheerlead myself all my life. When people give me, it's a shock. It does do something to me, but it's not needed. Like you show me versus tell me, it means so much. So yeah, I think mine is pretty accurate. Definitely the physical touch. Physical touch is like 37%. So
Well, one of the funny things about taking this quiz is that the people listening are gonna know exactly how to get into you. So like they're gonna be like, okay, Well, I know Catherine, she likes quality time, so I need to start creating special moments with her, take walks and do small things with her, maybe do a weekend getaway, and just me and her one on one quality time.
Her
She'd be
face
like,
right now.
oh my God, I'm swoon. But
No
Jermaine be
one's
like,
gonna do
yo,
that.
just Jermaine just like hug him, kiss on him, hold his hands, rub his back.
Bro, the girl in
No,
Mexico
no
was
back
doing that.
rubs.
Oh, that's
The
right, no
girl in
back.
Mexico was doing that, bro. I was like, girl, you better stop. I'm about to
Oh
mess up.
yeah, she had her ass all on your crotch.
Exactly. Scratching my back and everything. I was like, girl, stop. Girl, stop.
Oh, Catherine has another story. She is so like, what happened? She doesn't know about Mexico.
You'll learn about it later. You'll learn about it later. All right,
I oh,
but Martin, what are your five love languages?
Do you guys
Oh,
want to?
not your five love
Yeah.
languages. What is your love language?
Do you guys want to take a guess before I go into it?
All right. Since I don't listen, I'm gonna say it is acts of service.
I'm gonna say words of affirmation.
All right, Catherine listens. So it is where what's number two though?
Acts of
Number
service.
two, acts of service.
Absolutely. Number
Number
three.
three, touch.
Hmm.
Number, and I guess number four is quality time. Damn.
No, no, no. So you were wrong about physical touch. Physical touch is my fourth.
Really?
Yes. Quality time is my number three. Physical touch, and then receiving gifts, which actually got 3% for me. Because I'd rather receive a gift than to I can't remember what the other thing was, but it was
Well, you
something.
were like, why are you touching on me all the time? Get away from me. Something on my back. Like,
Yeah, that was what it was. It was like we'd rather receive a gift or have your person touching you all day, and I'm like, no, no, don't touch me all day. Like
you know
it's too
what?
hot.
That makes
My body
sense.
gets hot. My body gets hot, so I don't want other people around me making me sweaty because then I gotta take another shower, and I've already taken three because you touched me earlier. Like, no.
That actually tracks, actually.
Yes. So, so with mine, words of affirmation are huge for me. Like, and I've set this off the podcast before we started recording, but I was like, yeah, this makes so much sense because when Jermaine, sometimes we were like, where he sees me like exercising and getting better, he's like, dang, bro, you looking good. You look different. Like I see you working hard, and then like someone else would be like, yo, I seen you like posting every day about your running. And I'm like, and I get like likes about things that I'm doing like that. I'd be like, oh man, I actually feel seen. I feel appreciated. They're just like, yeah, just keep it up. It's really, I think the best thing is when you see someone you haven't seen in a long time. They're just like, whoa, like you thinned out. Like, what the fuck have you been doing? And you're like, oh, nothing, I'm just running, just doing my thing. They're like, I'm trying to get like you. That's the best compliment you can get from anyone in the gym, where they're just like, "Whoa, what the hell are you doing to get the way you get?" Like, I'm like, listen, man, I'm trying to get like you. I don't care if you 350 pounds and 5'2". I'm gonna say to you, I'm trying to get like you because it boosts your motivation all the time. Um, Even with my wife, like she'll randomly be like, "Hey, sexy," and I'll be like, "Oh, ooh, ooh, ooh." Catherine's like, "Gross," but like
Gross.
but small things like that, like, or saying like, "Wow, like you're looking good after coming back from the gym," or "Hey, like I really appreciated you helping me with dishes," or getting me things like that. Like just appreciation, just the gratitude of saying like thank you, or like, "Hey, that meant a lot to me." Like just being acknowledged for the things that I do. I think that is huge for me. Then it's the act of service. Traditionally, I've been very independent my whole life. So then when someone just goes above and beyond and just says, "Hey, I'm going to take care of this for you. Don't worry about it. I got you." Like makes my knees melt. I don't know if you guys saw. I was about to like, oh
Almost
my
fell out
god,
the chair.
yeah, right, bro. It's crazy. Like I really enjoy someone's like, "Hey, let me buy you a drink." I'd be like, "What?" Yeah, yeah, don't worry, I got it. Like at first, it was weird for me. Like I think I'm learning to therapy. Like used to have my guard up about anything because I'm like, what's the catch when someone does
Mhm.
something nice to me? I'm like, you want something in return. Like I don't know what your end game is, but I'm not going to play the game. I'm just going to do things on my own. Now that I've like put in the work and I've learned to accept that people can be kind and not everyone's out to get you. uh, acts of service, doing things for me, like that means a lot. Even today, I can use an example at work. I had an assignment that, again, me talking too much. I added stuff on my plate, and I was like, I don't think I can get all this done in a timely manner. So I like went into one of my coworkers. I was like, "Hey, what are you working on today? Are you too busy?" He was like, "Oh, I got a little bit of time. What you need?" And I asked him to help me with an assignment to run something to ground, and he was just like, "Oh, don't worry, I got you." I was like, "You sure?" He's like, "Yeah, I got you. Don't even worry about it, man. Just go do what you're doing. I know you're a rock star. I know you working hard." Like he had them
Bro,
all.
he had all your affirmation, your love languages, bro.
Right, and I was just like, "This is
Do I need
crazy."
to take you out to dinner first?
I was
Like,
like, "So like, what you getting for
so,
lunch today?"
so what we doing? Like,
Hey, you ever had a kava?
Have you heard of iFly?
exactly. Have you heard of Afla? I mean, I heard they got
Yeah,
good
this is
reviews.
really cool. Like indoor skydiving spot. You gotta check it
I
out.
mean, it's like it's okay. It's not like all that, but it's okay.
Yeah, let's just try it out one day. Just see what happens and just take it wherever it
So
goes.
you telling me your inner white girl showed out when
Bro, yes, absolutely.
your inner Cali
Absolutely.
girl? My bad, inner Cali girl.
Yes. But I guess the other thing that I didn't bring up was the quality time one. Quality time, I really enjoy, similar to what Catherine was mentioning, the one-on-one interactions with people. And I think part of this podcast shows it as well because we get in deep. We don't stay surface. We get into the weeds. And I really like to know why people think the way they think and how they became the person they are. So having these real deep, vulnerable conversations, even 2 weeks ago when we did the episode on Stutz, like I really enjoyed peering into Catherine's soul and me bearing my soul to her for everyone else to listen to. But it was just like this moment where I felt like I got closer to you, Catherine, through that experience, and I hope you felt the same way. Um, Physical touch, that's kind of almost tied. It's really close to the quality time. So you guys weren't too far off when you guessed
Oh,
that,
okay, okay.
but they're like really close because and sometimes I do like I don't like always being on my person, but like every once in a while, if it's just like I'm gonna rest my head on your shoulder, or I just want to cuddle. I'm a big cuddler. I'm a big cuddler. Only in bed though. It can't be anywhere else.
Really? Look, see, you on that Jovi ish though. Like,
Yes, actually, yes, I am Jovi like that. Just like we're just supposed to cuddle. Like it's not gonna turn into anything. Like what's the
bro,
point?
I heard that so many times. Like growing up in high school, they were like, "Bro, you cuddle and you ain't do nothing." Whack.
No,
Cuddle's the gateway. All right, how do you feel about
I
cuddles,
will
Chris?
say that as of late though, with all this running I've been doing. If we're in bed and it's like past 8:30 because I'm an old man, I'm just like, yeah, I'm going to bed. Like nothing's happening. You gotta kiss me between 7 and 8:30. Anytime after that,
The
Bro,
this is
sun
my
is
sleep
still
time.
up.
not anymore. It's getting dark. It's dark right now. It's 7:40.
I'm like, no, it's time for bed. It's pumpkin hour. Like I need to go to bed. How else am I gonna get up at 5 o'clock to do my run? I
I'm
gotta get
telling
all
you,
my REM
bro.
sleep. My body's not gonna heal up. I got a solid 9 hours last night.
Ooh, I'm
Right?
sorry.
That's the
I'm old
sexiest
as
thing.
shit, bro.
When I tell you this run this morning felt amazing, like I was like, man, I don't feel tired, I don't feel sore, I feel great. I'm just out here doing my easy run, 5 miles easy. Fantastic.
So look, man, you remember back in the day, we were like, "Hey, yo, where you go? Oh man, I did this. I drank all this. You're like, hell yeah, man. The more the events, the better. Now, hey, yo, I got 8 hours of sleep. Whew.
Hmm.
God damn, bro, I'm trying to be like you when I go.
Well, I guess that brings up a good point. Do you guys value sleep, or have you ever gotten to that point where you think about sleep to that level?
I value sleep a lot. Like I definitely value sleep, and I think it's just like for me, it's just like aging. Like I went out to Georgetown for my birthday um last week, last weekend, and went to a blues club, and then after that, Jamie was like, "Hey yo, let's see what the Georgetown scene looked like." First of all, I never felt older in my life. Um,
Oh, kids are back in school now.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, bro. Like and it was like Spider Kelly's back in 2020, like when we were 22 years old, bro. Like dead ass. So I was just like, man, it's like you said, pumpkin hour. It's like 9 o'clock. I'm like, like yawning and shit. I was like, oh no, bro. Like,
Wait, quick story, quick story. When Catherine came to visit one time, we went to Flash DC and we were out to see a band that Catherine mentioned and I was like, yeah, they have pretty good music. I'll like take a listen. When I tell you, oh, this is in January because we were doing dry January.
mm-hmm.
We
When
did a
I tell you
podcast that night too.
we would what?
That was my first podcast night.
That
Yes.
was. I introduced podcast. I introduced Catherine to the world. It was a great time. But after we recorded, we went out to the to the bar scene. When I tell you, these two kids were yawning the entire time, and I'm just like, I have energy, like, and I'm not drinking. Like, you guys are just not doing it. I think we all didn't drink. Did we not?
I didn't drink. I think
I
didn't you
didn't
have one
drink.
drink, Catherine? I think you had it before we left.
I
I don't know.
think no, Martin bought me a gin and tonic, and I think I sipped on it.
Oh yeah, because we drank coffee and then Red
Yeah,
Bull.
yeah.
Yes, we drank. I drank a lot of Red Bull. I was like, I need to power up for this. My heart was beating. Meanwhile, I see y'all yawning, and I'm trying to keep the energy up. I'm like, come on, guys, let's go. Homeboy comes up to Catherine and says, hey, you should smile more. And that started the whole thing. But listen, best line with
Oh,
China
is it?
Girl. Listen, it's worked more times than it hasn't. At least I don't know. I've never tried it, but
Maybe we should do a pickup line episode because like you're like
Oh yeah.
yeah you like that might be in dating apps part 3 and talking about pickup lines and in virtual and out there because you have a couple, Catherine.
I
yeah.
was gonna, before we ended the podcast tonight, I was gonna tell you that you cannot use the, like, what's your love language as a pickup line now. Do not do it. Don't do
Did someone do
it.
that? Oh no, I was gonna say like
More than once, I've been asked,
no,
like,
you're
so what's your.
lying,
I'm
really,
not lying. Yes, really.
bro. That is like a deep cut. Like someone was like, "Hey, yo, I'm gonna use some psychology. What's your love language?" I've never heard that from Hitch. That's from Hitch.
I don't know.
Oh God. Okay. Well, that's a one. That's a one for the next episode. We're gonna talk about pickup lines, but before we
Wait,
end it,
before we exit, I
yes.
do want to go through all the ways to communicate with someone who has each love language. So for
Oh,
me,
yeah.
mine is words of affirmation. If you want to communicate with me, well, yeah, to communicate, actions to take with someone that you're dating that is words of affirmation is their love language is send unexpected notes, texts, or cards, and genuinely encourage them and do it often. That's how you can make them feel loved. We did physical touch. If your love language is receiving gifts, give thoughtful gifts and gestures. Small things matter in a big way. Express gratitude when receiving a gift as well.
Mm.
And then acts of service, do chores together or make them breakfast in bed. Go out your way and help alleviate their daily workload. And that's honestly, I think acts of service might be my number one because that means so much to me. I'm like stressed at work and I just want to sit down and lay down and then dishes are done. I'm like, oh, I didn't have to do that.
Bro, when I walk in the house and I see dishes, yeah, that's why I service number 3. And I walk in the house and there's dishes in the sink. I'm like, bruh. Like,
But yeah, sorry, you
stove
can
was
go ahead and close
clean when I
this
left.
out. You can close this out now. We're gonna post all these on the IG page. You can tell us what your love language is, and Jermaine, kick us out.
And yeah, let us know what you guys if you guessed right or whatever because we might have something for you depending on what we decide. And yeah, guys, you can send comment, and subscribe on YouTube. Like I said, send your comments and information to our IG and email. Where can they send us at?
Yeah, you can send us an email at uadvicepodcast@gmail.com. You can find us at Unsolicited Counseling on Instagram and YouTube. You can find us at Unsolicited Counseling Podcast on Facebook. And you can find us on Threads, I guess. But we still haven't updated that page ever in my life. So Don't look for us on Threads.
Don't
We're
look at
there, but we
us.
won't find you.
Real, just stick to Facebook. We're old, man. All right, and as always, guys, Catherine, are you ready?
I'm
We're here
ready.
for you guys. One drink at a time, one episode at a time. Be easy, y'all.
Latest.
Lights out from KO.
All right, y'all. Latest.